And I look at you and I think about you. I feel you and I forget you. I know you as a memory that can only be deciphered through the pieces that fell throughout the history behind the flower that you are, the flower that I am. As I remember those starry nights of immersing ourselves strongly in the wet grass, ants walking around the silhouette of a body in the process of cultivation, the pressure of my body against the ground, so strong I felt the cracks of the grass forming on my soft skin, leaving my sense of touch asleep, thinking that it was the cold of the night numbing my sensitivity, soon to discover that the cold was born from myself, from within the seats of my body. It was born since my first approach with fear. I was so attentive to the stars that it allowed me to be dazzled by their eternal stories and lost secrets for as long as I can remember. I sensed and perceived so much that I felt nothing, that I had forgotten the feeling of my fingers. The pain became so familiar that it would become lovely. Feeling strongly was the only thing I knew. I was new to every experience. To exist so easily that in reality I would only remain as pure in those starry nights where the thunder arrived accompanied by glare just seconds later. I only exist as pure in my own memory, in my own hold on the soil, which did not hesitate twice before tying me by the roots in my body into the deep earth. That first time I felt the burning in my throat, with the capacity to burn entire fields and only burn myself, tired without even knowing what it meant to be tired. The thunder that passed long enough to haunt me in my rapid dreams for the rest of the time to come. The light so rampant that it would blind my stay in this world until the moment I realized that I was actually blind. A wooden table, a silver tray, a glass jar full of water. Enough to leave blue scars on my iron knees as I picked the broken pieces up again and again. A morbid dance with the devil's spark, awaiting the ready moment to start burning whenever I was approached with any hint of fire. Repeating and reliving and repeating that symphony of screams that persisted in my mind when I went to sleep. A sweet flower that was secretly hungry for passion, unintentionally growing fond on misery. A flower fueled by anger, fed with the routine of a room full of mirrors. My arms got tired of carrying hatred. Nevertheless, they kept carrying it for me. I just became tolerant to the burning flame of a delicate bomb about to explode in my arms. So delicate that I decided to never, ever let it blow. And we all get burned even if we flee from the fire. I did not understand the reason for the lack of air my lungs felt, caused by the suffocating roots intertwined with the rest of the flowers. I did not understand that although my flame was being drowned in the jar, the water would not stop boiling from the inhospitably hot climate. The wounds would not stop running their blood due to the violent cold of each morning. The mist only sought more and more to the closeness of my eyes, and fear would continue to seek my backbone to cause the chills that kept me awake. And by keeping my head down on the road every day, I noticed that I was not the only flower tired of keeping my petals strong and erect. I noticed that all flowers suffered from the fatigue of a flame that does not disappear even with the strongest of storms and coldest of rooms. I understood that fire not only burns what doesn't want to be burned, but also heats what needs to be heated. At that moment, I could never understand why they were searching in me a calm, quiet, feminine girl. I remained silent, only telling my secrets to the journal I kept locked and the key that remained hidden in a place I cannot seem to remember. And in all that silence I seeked, I started to listen for the first time. The worms writhing in the transparent earth, the laughter of the tattletale birds flying over me, the pulse of each individual stem in the immensity of masses of roots. I started looking for the stones in the garden under the bridge rather than over the trees. I took a deep breath into the mystery of what I couldn't understand, until I did, until I started to comprehend it all. And so I evolved from a terrified seed to a flower awaiting the waterfall in the sky. I dared to throw myself into the open of a world full of screams and silences to find myself blooming from darkness.